Guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match preview for Deportivo Alaves versus Barcelona in La Liga, the final match before the October international break, where hopefully Barcelona will walk away with 3 points and also being the league leaders as well. This is a very important game to retain our spot at the top of the table, as there is some big fixtures to look out for this weekend in La Liga that hopefully can sway in Barcelona's favor. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 4:15 p.m. local time. So we do have the early kickoff tomorrow in La Liga, and this match will be taking place at the Mendizorrotza Stadium, which is the home of Alaves. We have an okay record there over the past few years. I think we've won there last season. Again, we'll talk about that. We drew 1-1 during COVID with that Griezmann goal in the pig kit. So the form has been, up and down there, but mainly I think on the positive side for Barcelona. And the referee for this match has also been confirmed. On the pitch, it will be Miguel Angel Arias, and on the VAR, it will be Jose Luis Montero. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table, where Barcelona are currently sat top of the table in La Liga on 21 points after playing 8 matches. We do have 7 wins and 1 loss. Of course, we had our first loss of the season in the league in our last match against Osasuna, but also there were drop points elsewhere as well. Real Madrid now 3 points behind us instead of 4 on 18 points after playing 8 matches. They have 5 wins, 3 draws. Of course, they did draw Atletico Madrid in the Madrid derby, with Angel Correa getting a 95th minute goal to secure the equalizer. Atletico Madrid now on 16 points after 8 matches. They have 4 wins and 4 draws. But now Villarreal are creeping up in the table. They're now firmly in 3rd place on 17 points. Now that is an important factor, because if you take a look at the top teams and who they'll be facing this weekend, huge fixtures ahead. About 2 hours after I upload this video, Real Madrid will be hosting Villarreal at the Santiago Bernabeu. 2nd versus 3rd could be a potential trap game there for Real Madrid. Of course, they haven't lost the Bernabeu in quite some time now, but of course, we will take another draw. And then tomorrow, Atletico Madrid travel to the Anoeta to face Sociedad after coming back off the away loss to Benfica 4-0. That will be a tough game for them. So again, we will know the result of the Madrid game going into the Alaves game as well. Barcelona could have definitely a bigger gap going into the international break. Regardless, we have to beat Alaves, whether Real Madrid lose, tie, or loss as well. But again, the gap could become bigger. We could see 2 draws here, and the creeping gap for Barcelona could increase even further. So with the top matches happening this weekend, Barcelona need to capitalize, especially ahead of an international break. They're in good form now, especially after that loss to Osasuna that was mainly due to that heavy rotation, but maybe we'll see that against Alaves or not. We'll talk about that later on. But again, another opportunity for Barcelona on the plate ahead of the Madrid game. Of course, Clásico will be the next game for Barcelona in La Liga, so they have to take the moment and potential Madrid drop points later on today. Now, if you take a look at our opponents in Alaves and where they're currently standing in the league table, they are currently sat pretty much in mid-table in 11th place in La Liga on 10 points. After playing 8 matches, they have 3 wins, 1 draw, and 4 losses. They're coming off the back of back-to-back losses. They're not in good form right now, but they had a pretty decent start to the league campaign, and it looks like they might be one of the teams that will survive this season in La Liga, who are kind of touted as a potential relegation candidate. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Deportivo Alaves. Like I mentioned so far during this league campaign, for their expectations, they've been okay. They had a great start, but now they're kind of in a poor run of form. But they are a low-key, sneaky, potential, dangerous team in this league. Now, the last time we did face them was last season, of course, and it was at the away ground as well, where Barcelona did win 3-1. I remember this game very well. It was an Ilkay Gundogan masterclass in this game. Victor Roque off the bench getting a red card as well. Roque, I think we went 1-0 up with Lewandowski, and then they equalized very quickly, and then Gundogan scored, then Victor Roque scores to secure the win. Again, you can look at the lineup on the right-hand side there. A lot of the players still at Barcelona, but of course, you know, in this match, no Araujo, no Cancelo, no Christensen, and no Gundogan, of course, as well. But everyone else is available, so, you know, only missing 4 players from that team that did beat Alaves. So they do, of course, have the experience there of traveling and getting a result. I wouldn't say it was a comfortable win for Barcelona in this game, but definitely a deserved result. Now, if you take a look at Alaves' last 6 matches in all competition, in their last match, they beat Getafe 2-0. They lost to Madrid 3-2 at the Bernabeu. They beat Sevilla 2-1. They lost to those crappy twats down the road 3-2. They beat Las Palmas 2-0. And they also beat Sociedad 2-1 at the Anoeta. This is what I'm saying. They had kind of a decent start, a little bit of a dry patch, and now they're kind of, you know, dipping in some form a little bit. But let's take a look now at the last 3 games in all competition. Firstly is the home win against Sevilla 2-1. This was, of course, their last home game, so they haven't played at home in quite some time now. I remember watching the highlights for this game. I tell you what, it was dodgy goals for Alaves. I think Luca Bayu for Sevilla scored later on, like 85th minute. It was pretty much a consolation goal in the end. But again, Alaves tend to dominate those kind of middle opposition team, lower opposition teams at home. They're very, very well coached. Their system is very well structured as well, with veteran players and youngsters in and around the team as well that can cause threat. They had a very good game, especially in the first half, which again pretty much secured them the 3 points in this game. Next up is their 3-2 loss to Real Madrid. If you guys don't know, you probably have seen the result. You probably know what happened in this game. I did watch the game. It was quite poor from Real Madrid in the first half. Alaves again parking the bus as they should do. They then end up going 3-0 down. They scored 2 goals in about 2 minutes in the 85th minute-ish. They could have maybe went and gotten the draw as well, but of course the referees were a bit on the side of Madrid. They didn't get any calls their ways. Dodgy decisions weren't going their way. The potential Endrick penalty when you need that player's the potential Endrick red card, should I say, sorry, when you need that player pretty much in the crotch. So, I mean, you can see that they pose a threat. They can be dangerous when needs be, but they were 3-0 down. Real Madrid were in cruise control until they had that bit of a scare where they slipped up 2 goals in about a minute with Kike Garcia, of course, one of their veterans, getting on the score sheet. So, almost an upset for them, but in the end, it was a routine Real Madrid win. And their final match in all competition was a 2-0 loss to Getafe. Now, again, I watched this game as well. Alaves were so poor in this game. To be fair, Getafe weren't the best either. They got 2 really jammy goals. I think one was from a set piece. They got a penalty in like the 88th minute as well to make it 2-1. The score that looks a bit more suggestive than how the game actually went. Alaves were in the game, but nothing really went for them in their way. Only Juan Jordan, their midfielder, was the only one that really was trying to look for a spark, trying to create something. He had a good game, but apart from that, it was quite dead. I did watch the second half of this game because I knew we were coming up against Alaves. But again, when these lower teams face each other, they kind of just like throw out tactics. They're not, you know, jammy. They're not, you know, wasting time and stuff like that. So that's where you kind of see their true colors. But again, poor result is for Alaves, coming back-to-back losses in the league. But in the end, regardless, it was a poor showing from them. So overall, final thoughts on Alaves. I think they're honestly more so of a well-coached side than they are a good team themselves. I really rate Luis Garcia, their current manager, in the sense of what he's doing with these kind of mid to lower teams in La Liga. Very, very good coach in getting the best out of his players. I do really rate him. He had a good season last season. He started off well this year, and then again now they're kind of going in a bit of dip in form. His record against Barcelona isn't the best either, but he does have, of course, a couple of jammy draws and wins against us. Now, in terms of players to look out for Alaves, honestly, they're a team that doesn't have really, you know, big main names. Of course, they have Kike Garcia, the veteran striker, off the bench. He will definitely be a problem, especially how we saw how Budimir effectively was against Osasuna. He kind of had that same role, but he's a bit on the older side and probably come off the bench. Juan Jordan, who they've signed on loan for Sevilla, very experienced and good technical La Liga midfielder. So they do have the options there to create danger, but it's just about Barcelona nullifying the dangers. And with us expecting to go fairly strong, I'm not too worried about Alaves. The only thing I'm worried about is mainly in transition on the counterattack at home. They are quick, they are fast, they are threatening, they are clinical as well. So I'd be very, very cautious of that and making sure you nullify any sort of counterattack that they may entail in this match. Now, we do have a fitness update for the first team at Barcelona, and it is around the new signing. Wojciech Szczęsny is coming in from Fernando Polo from Deportivo, and he's come out saying that Szczęsny's physical condition has pleasantly surprised people at Barcelona. Some in the dressing room say that he is very good. In addition to training with the team, he's doing extra strength work in the gym and also in front of goal. Everything indicates that he will get into shape quickly and be able to play soon. During the 2 weeks international break, he will squeeze himself even more. So again, he is expected to be fully fit, ready to go post, of course, international break. But also, Deportivo were reporting that Szczęsny is expected to be registered later on today, and it's not even ruled out that he could be in the squad list to face Alaves as well. As you can see there on the right hand side of the screen, it is official, confirmed. Szczęsny has been registered in La Liga. He's ready to go. He can play. He is going to be wearing the number 25 as well. So all the logistics around Szczęsny is good. Just now down to fitness when he actually officially plays or be at least on the bench for Barcelona. Let's now take a look at the squad list. The squad list for this match has been released and confirmed, and it is as follows: Cubarsí, Balde, Inigo, Ferran, Pedri, Lewandowski, Fati, Raphinha, Peña, Torre, Casado, Pau, Victor, Yamal, Frankie de Jong, Kounde, Eric Garcia, Ashalaga, Hector Ford, Gerard Martin, Sergio Dominguez, and that goalkeeper's name who I cannot pronounce. So the only real surprise, no Szczęsny. So apparently he could have been in the squad list. He was close. He was considered, blah, blah, blah. Didn't make it in the end. So no Szczęsny. Apart from that, of course, no Araujo, no Christensen, no Gavi yet. Of course, no Marks, Bernal or Ter Stegen. No Olmo and Fermin as well. They're expected to be coming back after the international break. So no real surprises apart from Szczęsny's exclusion. Time now to get into the press conference reaction of Hansi Flick. He did speak to the media late afternoon in Barcelona. I just have to say, by the way, loves Flick's press conference, man. He goes straight to the point, answers the question, doesn't dilly-dally. 7 to 10 minute press conferences, that's how it should be. Xavi, Coleman, Setien, Valverde always spoke for like 20, 30 minutes. I love the just quickness and sharpness. Yeah, this is going to happen or not. Love the bluntness from Flick. Of course, he does, hate the media. Well, he doesn't hate the media people, but he hates doing media as his coach, well confirmed by his time with Germany and Bayern Munich. Anyways, let's get into the presser and see what he had to say about Barcelona ahead of the match against Alaves. Starts by saying that we're very focused because the match is very important to go into the break with a victory. That is the objective. He's then asked on Szczęsny. He's in very good form, which his experience and his quality having Szczęsny is good for the club. When I spoke to him, he seemed like a very affable person. He said he would contribute to the team in any way. Unfortunately, he needs more time to be with us. After the break, he will be ready. I think it'll be a wonderful experience for him to play for Barcelona. We'll see how it goes in training, and we have time for him to adapt. Again, addressing everything with Szczęsny pretty much. On the distribution of minutes between the players, said no. I think for Min's case was a bit different. I've always said that things are what they are. I've also been on the other side, and the coaches know perfectly well their responsibility and how they should distribute the minutes. This is in, of course, regards to De La Fuente about, talking about Spanish players' minutes recently. On rotation, I said it before or after the game, I think it was the right time to do it against Osasuna. Of course, he's 100% incorrect there. Now we have 4-day period between games. We are 100%, so I hope that the tomorrow situation will be different. Again, he's spot on here. Having that 4-day break is crazy. We've had now 2 days for the whole entire post-September international break. Girona, Monaco, who do we play? Getafe, and then midweek, what was it? I forget who we played in La Liga midweek. Then Osasuna, Young Boys. It was all in the space of 2 days, and now we finally had like a good 4-day rest. That is, of course, massively crucial for the players' recovery and being sharp for this game. On getting 3 points, I don't see any other scenario than waiting tomorrow. The objective is to leave with 3 points before the break. High intensity from the start is what we expect tomorrow. It'll be important not to make any mistakes like we did last week against Osasuna. We have to create opportunities and control possession. Then as on Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski being upset after being substituted against Young Boys, their facial expressions, should I say, were a bit disappointed being subbed off. Look, these changes had to be made, and it's a decision that they have to accept, and they did accept it. Their attitude is very positive, and tomorrow they would demonstrate it once again. On Kounde again, too many minutes. We'll see what happens after the break. When the time comes, we will have to adapt, but until then, we can't really do anything. Finally, on the goalkeepers, again, he said we're very happy with Inaki Peña. I think essentially will help him a lot. I'm grateful that the club has given this opportunity for him to have more chances in the squad. And that concluded Hansi Flick's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Alaves tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Hansi Flick. I'm going to try my best to predict his lineup. I think it actually will be fairly easy to predict, of course, getting into the international break, 4 days rest, need a win before El Clasico as well. I think Flick, not going to be around the bush here, will go full strength with maybe one change. I think he'll go with Iñaki Peña in goal, a back four of Kounde, Cubarsí, Inigo Martinez, and Alejandro Balde, midfield three of Eric Garcia, Casado, and Pedri, front three Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, and Raphinha. So the one change being from midweek against Young Boys, Ferran Torres drops out, and in comes in Eric Garcia. Of course, he was suspended midweek against Young Boys. He's had a week rest, ready to go. I think he will move Pedri in the 10 and back Raphinha out on the left-hand side. Ferran Torres not in form. Ansu Fati maybe not fully fit to start. If he starts Ansu Fati, I think that would be a ballsy move, and I absolutely will love it. I think that's the only change he'll make. That back five is pure solid. I think that back five is guaranteed. He could be making a change in that, midfield wide men. I think Lewandowski, Pedri, Lamine Yamal are guaranteed. Raphinha as well, but he could move around the other two. Maybe start, for example, Ferran, drop Pedri back, Raphinha in the 10, Ferran out wide. Maybe bring in Eric Garcia, drop Casado, bring in, Ansu. So that one little change there could maybe have some tinkering, but I think this would be the 11 that Flick will select for this match. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think Flick will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was the Barcelona coach. I have, of course, made one change from Flick's lineup. I have brought in Ansu Fati. The reason why is that I want to see Pedri in the double pivot, and I also want to see Raphinha in the 10. That means I have three options out left. Pau Victor, Ansu, Ferran. I've gone with Ansu. You can argue for Pau Victor. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't hold it against you. Of course, Ferran can stay clear away from the starting lineup. But again, I don't want to move. I think I like Raphinha in the 10. I really like Pedri in that double pivot alongside Casado. I wouldn't mind if you maybe put Raphinha on the left and maybe Pablo Torre starting, but I really want to keep Pedri in that deep lying area. And I've also been really a fan of Raphinha in the 10 against Young Boys. I'd keep him there, and that's why I've led the decision to start Ansu Fati. I think having, a more natural forward against a team that we can maybe hit a lot on the counter-attack would be very, very key. And I do hope that Flick at least goes with this system in the sense that he starts Ferran or Pau Victor. I'd rather him start Ferran on the left and then have Raphinha in the middle and Pedri in the deep, then start Eric Garcia, Raphinha out wide, then Pedri in the 10. My main core there is Pedri in the 10. I don't mind Raphinha on the left or in the 10 if he maybe puts Pablo Torre in there, but that's kind of the sense in my opinion, so that's why I went with the best option. I think Pablo Torre is in a bit of a dip in form, didn't really take advantage of his minutes against difficult teams, to be fair to him. But that's the lineup I have selected for this match. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know if you'd rather pick my lineup or Flick's lineup. Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? I'm, to be honest, yet to predict a 100% correct score for Barcelona this season, but today is the day. I have gone Barcelona winning this match by 3-1. Would absolutely love a clean sheet, but of course Iñaki Peña is in goal, so you never know what's going to happen. But I think Barcelona will win this game. I think the game will start off quite tight, quite intense. I think Barcelona will maybe go into the lead before the break, come back, maybe score another one, maybe a mistake in the back, make it 2-1, then a consolation goal for Barcelona, make it 3-1. I think it will be a comfortable win, should be a comfortable win, especially with Hansi Flick, especially to go very strong. Madrid playing before us, so the pressure will be there, whether they win, draw, or loss. You want to, of course, hold that advantage before El Clasico. So I think Barcelona will win. Let's hope it's comfortable. I don't see us losing. A draw, God forbid, I think there is a possibility, maybe about 5 to 10%, maybe because we're away from home and you never know how Flick's going to line up as well. So hoping Barcelona for the win. I'm confident we're going to win this game, and I have gone with a score line of 3-1. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think the score line will be. So that was a match preview for Deportivo Alaves versus Barcelona in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything that we did discuss. But the main thing, firstly, of course, is your score prediction. And secondly, on those lineups. Firstly, would you rather pick my lineup or Flick's lineup? What do you think Flick would go with? What would you go with? You're the manager. Leave me all your thoughts down below. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me, watch the game with me. Follow after the match by my match reviews. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big game ahead. Let's end off this October-ish time for Barcelona with 3 big points. Take care and Forza Barca.